and from the Sit Rep podcast and Sit
The
Rep.
other realms, yeah.
Uh, welcome to the show. This is the podcast, and as you can see, it's just the two of us. Everybody else is off doing whatever they're doing. So here we are, and we're going to talk about different things, and then we're going to talk about what is your opinion on what has been one of the greatest innovations for tabletop gaming to come along in the recent years. So we'll talk about that and some news and whatever else comes to mind. I imagine you're probably going to want to talk about
Lorcana, yeah.
So for our non-historical gamers and much, much more, after this time, if you hit that red button, it should work. All right, we're back. So let us get started. What you been up to lately?
What have I been up to? Well, yesterday was the day that the 4th chapter, which is Ursula's Return, dropped for Disney's Ravenburger's Lorcana. And it is awesome. And I'll tell you what, I think the game gods were kind to me yesterday because karma. So I will tell you my little story. I pre-ordered my cards. I pre-ordered 2 boxes to open, and I went to pick it up, and there was a line because everybody shows up on drop day to pick up all the goodies that they have pre-ordered. And I got in line. I was behind this one guy, and then a group came in behind me, and they were clearly all talking to one another. And at one point, the guy in front of me finally goes, you can go in front of me. And I was like, are you sure? I'm like, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, not a problem. So I go up in front of him. And when I finally make it up there, she goes and pulls my order. And I asked if they happen to have playmats because I had yet to buy a playmat. Because I was just waiting for one that really spoke to me. The ones that have been out so far, they've been fine, but they weren't like characters I was passionate about. The exception of Maleficent, but I didn't like the art that they went with for Maleficent. But I digress. So she goes, she's like, in fact, she's like, we have 2 playmats, literally one of each. That's all they sent us. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I said, I don't even know what the images were. Now, truth be told, the last 2 sets, I have been really good, and I've kind of approached this differently. And I have not looked at spoilers at all because I really do like the experience of opening the stuff and really seeing it for the first time, So after watching the initial sets, just to really get a feel for how the game played and kind of what the cards did, now that I understand that, I prefer the surprise. So she went and she got the mats, and she showed me, she had a giant Tinkerbell and Rapunzel. And I liked both of them. I didn't want to be greedy and buy both of them, but I was like, I think I'll take the Tinkerbell one because I do have a pirate deck that runs the giant Tinkerbell. So that felt like the smart choice. And so she's continuing to ring up my stuff. And the guy behind me happens to hear us talking about playmats, and he's like, oh, you do have playmats. He's like, thank God. And the lady's like, yeah, well, we literally have one left. And it's the Rapunzel one. And the guy goes, oh my God, no. And he's like, this is the 4th store we've been to, and I already have the Rapunzel one in my car. I've been looking for this Tinkerbell one. And I was like, I turned around and I looked at him and I said, I'll switch. I mean, like, I like them both, so it's fine. And he's like, really? You would do that? I'm like, yeah, I would do that. So we swapped. So this guy was like the happiest camper in the entire world because he got his giant Tinkerbell. And I got the Rapunzel mat. And so I got home and I cracked my boxes open. And I'll tell you what, that first box was flipping awesome. I got an enchanted Anna in the first 4, it was in the 4th pack that I opened out of the box. And each pack was like practically better than the one before. Like I couldn't have been happier. It was very much loaded with the high rarities. Only the one enchanted, and that's pretty typical if you're even going to get one. But I think I got 5 legendaries on top of that and a ton of super rares. Like it was bonkers. I was pretty
Nice.
excited. And so I told Bill my story and he's like, "See, it's gaming karma." And I said, maybe it is. I said the gaming gods really smiled on me, I think, cuz I did a nice thing. So, yeah, second box also great. Not as great as the first box, no enchanted, less legendaries, but I loved everything that I got. I really like the characters that they have in these sets. They went an interesting, so very very heavy on Encanto theme, which is not surprising, because Disney has kind of gone that route, incorporating that IP in the parks now too. So I guess I have to watch that movie. That's one I have not watched yet, but there is a lot of, they like each one of these sets, there ends up being like one kind of clear archetype that they drive through it. Like in the last set, they had was it the last set or the one before? There was 101 Dalmatians, was like a heavy theme in one of the sets, and they a puppy theme was like very clear, and so like they wanted you to try to build a puppy deck. Well, in this one, they definitely want you to build a Madrigal. That's the Madrigal family deck, because there is tons of cards with that family's last name, and you just, you like any deck building thing, you look for the synergy stuff, right? So
Mhm.
that's not one that I'm like going to jump all over, because I don't know anything about those characters yet. But I had a lot of Sleeping Beauty IP in there, which is my absolute favorite, so that was really cool, and just great stuff. I can't wait to play it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
How about you? What have you been up to? Your hobby's been a bit different lately.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten a lot to do a lot of war gaming, tabletop gaming. It's just a lot of other things going on. But I'm looking at some projects. Get going. I'm really trying to figure out to use one of our cameras for time lapse, and I want to take a box of something that's not assembled, not painted, and say, all right, I'm going to do it 12 hours. I'm going to put this whole box together and paint it.
Hmm.
Probably 24 to be more
Right.
realistic, but and we'll go from there. So, but unfortunately, not a lot of time for hobbying lately with everything else that's going on. But we're getting there. We're still in talks with the guys at Historicon about covering Historicon. I have not heard back from their convention director. I might just try and reach out to them directly because it was through a third party, and then see if that's going to be a thing. Because I know Jim wants to get, if that's going to be a thing, so he can make travel arrangements and whatnots. So let's check in the chat. Rusted Beetle has joined us this morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Says, for me, I can't paint without my LED light panels. I have 2 with adjustable color temperature and brightness. Long gone are the days of clamp lights with an incandescent bulb. True, very true. He's talking about innovations, our topic. So I bought an LED work light desk lamp. I know there's companies out there that are selling a hobby lamp. I think the one I have does just as great. I got it off Amazon. Jim's checking in from the Das Krieg house. He's got a game this morning. They're putting on some kind of war game there today.
Very fun.
And then Rusty Beetle commented, but I suspect the biggest jump is 3D printing. I play Bot War from Traders Galaxy in Australia. Shipping is an important impediment for the company to grow, but has recently started posting to my mini factory. Yeah. You know what? Today's going to be we're just no format today, guys.
Yeah.
No format. We're just going to
winging it.
So I agree. 3D printing is probably the biggest innovation to tabletop gaming to come out of the last 10 years, 10 years. If you guys didn't see last week, I posted the video unboxing of the new Frozen Sonic Revo printer. Hopefully I can get it. I haven't printed anything on it yet because I don't have the wash and cure machine yet. Because you got to have that for resin. I mean, you could do it manually, but it's just cleaner and easier to have the machine to do it. Basically, it's a vat of alcohol that you wash the prints in afterwards, then break all the supports off and then cure it with the UV. Just a little faster than leaving it out in the sun and then washing it in a tub of alcohol or whatever. Um, but I agree. 3D printing has come a long way. As a matter of fact, do you know where you put the blackout, guys?
No idea.
Okay. So our friends at In Country have a game called Blackout. We picked up 2-player starters at Adepticon this year, and they're 3D print minis. And they look really good. Or you can buy the STL files and print your own. I think that may be our next video. Ooh,
That's a good idea, actually.
I will do the 24-hour-ish. I don't even have to assemble anything, so that's kind of cheating. It may not. All I have to do is paint it, and for sci-fi terrain, we're gonna go. Here's what we're gonna do. So what we're gonna do is, let me pull this up while we're talking. But how can we get somebody who has no gaming experience, who has no hobby experience, but really wants to get into a game, right? So, how do they get into a system of playing? So, a good entry point, we're just going to use In Country. And I'm going to share a system here. Let me just think of what I could do. We'll use this one as an example. So we're going to use, okay. So I'm going to share this with everybody so everybody knows, okay? Yeah, Blackout. What an easily marketable name. Very true. So let me share this screen with you guys. All right. So this is the Galactic Core set from Battle Systems. This is a assembled terrain, pre-printed terrain, and you instantly got a game board. Perfect for a game like Blackout. Blackout's set in sci-fi space, and you can do something like this. So you get the minis, you paint them up, you get this, you assemble it. So within a couple hours of time, you will have a table and you can play a game. So we might just do that and say, all right, I am taking something from nothing and creating. So that might be a way, because they have In Country. Let me see if I can pull up In Country, and I'll stop sharing this real quick and go into In Country.
I do think you guys are spot on about the 3D printing being the winner on the innovator, though, because I just, from my perspective, who has nothing to do with 3D printing, I've never tried to do anything with it, but I've watched Bill's journey with it. The things that you can do with it, and how over time, when we first started seeing them show up in the gaming space, how complicated it was. A pretty significant barrier to entry. Like, everyone thought it was a really great idea, but the end result of, what do you mean I can't just like press a button and have it make what I need it to make? Like, that learning curve was tremendous, and they have really worked to engineer a lot of that barrier out of it anymore. I mean, it's still, you still have to have an idea of what you're doing, but it's come a long way since we first started seeing them.
Agreed. So you can, so it's like In Country, I'm trying to find,
what are you trying to find?
Oh, I'm trying to find Enemy Spotted Studios. Here we go. So I'm going to share this with everybody. This is Blackout. Share. So you can see, they have different teams, and it's got a sci-fi modern feel to it. It's a skirmish game, and you can literally buy these. I think you can download them as STLs too, but they have different teams, and it's just a small skirmish game that, boom, done. Print on demand products are resin only. But yeah, so that's Enemy Spot Studios. Enemy Spot Studios is the ones that creates In Country, which is the, modern warfare. guys, these guys.
Hmm.
Um, and then they have the sci-fi version. So that might be something to do. We'll check that out. Jim says later tonight, tomorrow morning, part one of our coverage of the American breakout of Anzio. We are at the 80th anniversary of that. And then Rusty Beetle says back in the early mid 2000s, it was easy to get people into mini gaming. We had HeroClix, Star Wars, D&D, cheap entry level games. Yeah, HeroClix is coming back
Yeah.
actually. So we've been seeing stuff that they're bringing HeroClix back.
But boy, did you hit the nail on the head with the price point being something that comes into the equation, because a lot of the stuff anymore, and even if you take it down the vein of really recognizable IP that maybe a gamer
Yep.
wouldn't know anything about gaming, but they're like, oh yeah, I know what that is, like that's recognizable. It's not cheap,
No.
and so when you're somebody who isn't like even fully committed to knowing whether it's something you really want to do, it's kind of hard to say, yeah, I want to fork out that kind of money to,
Yep.
So
let's talk about a couple news items. We'll start with some historical stuff. So let me bring up this from Warlord Games. Oh boy. Look at this. Let me bring up the intro pack. So Hail Caesar Epic Battles has gone away from Napoleonics, and they're now in the Hannibal area. So if you go all in for $900, you get all this. So you get starter sets. Let's see what.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sharing. So not my first radio.
Okay, just checking.
Okay. You get dead elephants.
I'm checking for you guys.
You get
I
dead
can see it.
elephants. You get
Did you
a
say
whole bunch of guys.
dead elephants?
Yeah, dead elephants. See?
I don't think I want dead elephants.
Well,
I would like
unfortunately,
live elephants.
you get live elephants too, but we're
I get it. I get it. It just was a weird sentence.
See, live elephants. Look at all these guys, and the way that these guys are designed on this. And here's your Romans. I'll show you. See, elephants.
You know what I love there? Look at all the colors.
That's the nice thing about So you got all your markers. You got Hannibal and all the main characters from that day. All right, so I froze up. Okay, there we go. So yeah, you get a whole bunch of stuff. Well, that's if you buy all in. But yeah, to Dawn's point, I was hoping they'd show those are the casualty markers. The sprues, but maybe they will. Let's see if I can get through this. Sorry, guys. Warlord site's not participating very well. I was hoping they show a sprue because I wanted to. Doesn't look like they will. But
Lloyd had sprues on his Facebook post,
but the sprues, the guys, the shields it's all molded together, so it's supposedly easier to paint. So hey, toughy ears. Mm-hmm. So if you're into that era of Romans and Hannibal and all that, that might be something to get into. So I don't know, $900, man. I got to get through what I got first.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I got to get through what I got first. But since we're on the Warlord side, I like the Warlord and Battlefront. So you got your Hail Caesar, the Punic Wars. Let's see if they have anything for D-Day. Usually they do. They might not show it right now, but usually you get something for D-Day, through everything. Well, here you go. We got a new Ranger plastic set and stuff like that. But yeah. All right. So let's move on to our next news item. We have a friend who's got a Kickstarter going on right now.
He sure does.
I will share this screen with everybody. Share my screen. So if you're not familiar with Dave Taylor does a lot of painting, and he's funded several books.
And a great guy.
All to boot. And so he has volumes 10 through 12 of The Art of. And one of the people we know, Sam Lenz, is one of the featured volumes this time. And they've hit their funding goal, I believe, right? Yep.
And these books are awesome.
Yeah,
I
all their
mean, if
books are high
you,
quality.
yeah,
He did the one with Mel, the terrain tutor,
yep.
and then he did a couple of them, painting your armies and stuff. But he has his own um, video podcast called "Build, Paint, and Play," and so this is his next volumes, 10 through 12. So if you're really into wanting um, inspiration on painting, or just appreciate fine artwork in miniature painting, I highly recommend theirs.
And odds are, if you've gone to conventions and have perused people's demo tables, you've already seen his work, because he has done many a demo table for various companies, and each one is cooler than the one before. He's just a super talented guy.
Yeah. Good morning, Tough Ears. Just painted Epic 30K and 2 large English Civil War armies. Going to lay off smaller scale for a while. Dennis is here. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Hello.
And then Stingeon, I'm sorry if I butcher your name. You can see sprues, but they don't show it in every set. That's true.
Yep.
So here, let me we can enlarge our screen so we can see better. Here, I'll do this. Yeah, I'm just messing with stuff here. Okay. All right. So, and let me stop sharing, and then we'll go back. Okay, so I guess that doesn't help me when I need to get to the other pages. So let me close that out. So check out Dave. And I want to show off another company called Laser Cut Buildings. It's an MDF company. I just thought it was really cool what they're showing off. It's nothing terribly fancy, but if you want to fill a table with a ruined town, it looks like it's Stalingrad, right? Or some war blown up. So, you got the foundations to build up a devastated town. It's laser cut, MDF. It looks like Stalingrad to me, or it could be any World War II town, obviously.
What's their price point on that?
That's a good question. I don't know. Let me see. Let's look at their website. It's in Polish. Can you translate that for me? Well, you are Polish.
I am, but
literally,
sadly, the little bit of words that I do know aren't going to get me very far in life. So no.
Okay. 20th century, 28 mil.
It's funny. This was going to be one of the other things that I was going to say from a innovations standpoint, because not only is this type of terrain much easier for people to acquire, but people are branching off and getting their own lasers, laser cutters at home. Our friend Chris has one,
Yep.
So
I don't see it.
You can hobby in so many different ways now.
Destroyed city set.
Ooh.
$300. We'll get you the entire city set. That's not bad for the whole table.
Yeah.
Yeah, remember, it's MDF. It's coming from Poland.
Yeah, that's true. Because I was gonna say, I mean, it's definitely nice in the fact that you can get a ton of terrain out there all at the same time. But to be fair, I would have expected that price point to be a little lower.
Right.
But because it is coming from international, the Bodie's crying. We're being guilted by the tiny terrorists.
Tough Ear says that's not a ruined city. That's the inner city English town. Oh,
goodness.
But yeah, that looks pretty cool. I just thought, if you're looking for different things, check that out.
Mm-hmm.
But those are just some of the items. UK Games Expo's in 2 weeks, I think it is.
Yeah.
We're gonna miss it again this year. It's a great time. We were there. When did?
Gosh,
2017, 2018.
A while. Yeah, 2017, I think.
We've been there once or twice. Twice, right? Once, twice. I don't remember, but it's a great time. We were just looking back at some old photos because we were having a discussion about some people coming over, and Dawn totally missed a year.
I did. Well, I said it's really sad how especially when you attend a lot of conventions, like the experiences start to mesh together, and we've realized that you have to start thinking about them by breakout moments.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of helps click everything back into a timeline that you can relate to, because otherwise they almost all feel like one big instance.
Yep.
We'll talk about, oh, well, so-and-so was there. No, they weren't. That wasn't then, and
yeah. Yeah. Rusty Beetle says Demonship might be one of the easiest way to get in tabletop games. Small box, small terrain, handful of minis, and that's the whole game. Not familiar.
I don't
with
know that
Demonship.
one. Look that up. Who's that by, Beetle?
And then he also says, I miss foreground kits. Those are fun to build.
I do too.
Yeah,
we were
do
just
too.
talking about them the other day.
Yeah, we miss Big Ben and Cad. Demonship. Oh, it's Black Site.
Truth be told. Oh, that one.
Yeah. Which is funny since we talked to him all the time. Oh, look at the whole terrain set.
Here, I just don't remember. Did I look at that one when we were at the booth?
Know what?
Like that one doesn't, it's not clicking.
There it is. Demonship. That's the terrain.
Very cool.
This is the starter box.
Yeah, you can't beat that, right? That's barrier of entry.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, foreground kits. We really enjoyed them. We really liked them. We know Big Ben and Cad from foreground.
To me, I still think they were the nicest level of detail.
Yeah. I mean, Black Site Studios it's kind of taken over for, that gap that was left by them, leaving. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Those fantasy buildings were my absolute favorite. The taverns and like that kind of stuff. They just so magical, enchanting.
But they really laid the groundwork for pre-colored.
Yeah,
terrain,
they did.
MDF terrain. They were doing it before anybody was doing it, and so it's kind of shame that foreground has no longer with us in that aspect. Once in a while on eBay or somewhere, you'll see sales of foreground. Somebody had foreground kits sitting in a closet somewhere. So if you can get them,
snag them. Yeah,
snag them up.
You can.
Innovation wise, we talked about 3D printing. I think 3D printing probably is one of the biggest, if not the biggest. Other than that, I think paints have come a long way, in tabletop gaming. But if you're talking tabletop gaming in general, MDF, 3D printing are two. And believe it or not, another one is gaming mats. Like the big neoprene gaming mats, where you can just roll it on a table. You got a 4x6 mat or 4x4 mat or whatever size game you're playing, and it's pre-printed. It's got some terrain, and you can put things under it to give it some elevation. But the implementing neoprene gaming mats, I think also is a huge one. People are just grabbing that up.
Well, however, not even neoprene though, because
it could have been like cigar battle mats
or mats by Mars,
the vinyl stuff. However, do you know what the greatest innovation in the last 10 years is in tabletop gaming?
Oh boy. What is it?
Let's see, you guys out there. I'm gonna hold off for 30 seconds to give you my answer, and we'll see if anybody else comes up with the same answer I do. What has been the greatest, most influential innovation in the last 10 years for tabletop gaming?
In the last 10 years.
Come on, I see you all out there thinking. But yeah, so think about it. It's not a convention.
YouTube? Nope.
Mobile apps? Close, but not as
That's
close enough.
Good thought, though, Tuffy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Give us a hint.
I'm going to tell you what it is. You ready? It's Kickstarter.
Wargamers. Oh.
How many people have bought into games that they probably wouldn't have bought into if they didn't get pulled into the hype of Kickstarter? Or how many people wouldn't have gotten into gaming if it wasn't for Kickstarter? Because you wouldn't have known about a game. How many games have we seen hit over $1 million+?
Yeah.
That would never have happened if it went to retail.
That's true.
I mean, I'm looking over there. There's Frosthaven right there. And Mythic Battles right there.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know though. Yes, it's extremely influential to gaming people.
Hmm.
Um, but I don't think it's all people because
No, I'm not saying all people, but I'm saying it's one of the biggest innovation in
yeah,
table because it's what has exploded the gaming
yeah,
world. Truly. I mean, you think about it, before Kickstarter, how did you buy a game or know about a game? You either
from
knew it
your
from
local
somebody
game
else
store or one of your friends had it.
or
Yeah.
you happen to wander into a store somewhere, you know? Kickstarter has brought tabletop gaming to the masses,
Yeah.
you know? So, but to Tuffy's point, Kickstarter is turning into a curse of the hobby. Yep.
It definitely has morphed into something different altogether, right?
Yeah.
It has veered way away from its intent.
Yeah. Rusty Beetle says, I blame Reaper Bones. Um, and then also says, Kickstarter heyday has come and gone. Now there are a lot of funded projects that never hit production. That's true. We have been the victims of a few,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yep.
Um,
Well, there's other gaming platforms now
what's
too,
that?
because there's
Game Found?
GameFound. Yeah, that's the other big one. But then there's also what's the indie one?
Indiegogo?
Yeah, I see less on that
I don't see
anymore.
Indiegogo as much. Well,
But
Indiegogo,
GameFound has become huge.
yeah. How many people have bought into a game on Kickstarter, but then by the time the game arrived, they didn't have any interest in that game? Very true. Again,
Oh
it
yeah, because it could be years,
yeah.
right? It's not even a year anymore.
Well, it took you how
Years,
many years to
plural.
get that one game, the Rome game?
A long time.
And we haven't even played it yet.
Nope.
It took like 3, 4 years, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So it's very interesting. And again, Kickstarter is built on hype. You hype up excitement, people back it because it's like, oh my God, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get all these freebies. And then it takes them years to produce it, if at all. And then by the time you get it, you're already moved on to something else, or you're just like, yeah. You know, I've seen a ton of people selling unopened Kickstarters because they just don't have the room for it, or they just don't have interest in it anymore, and they're trying to recoup some of their money.
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, so far, I mean, Mythic Battles, if you have not played Mythic Battles, either the original Pantheon or Ragnarok, we haven't even played Ragnarok yet.
No, that's why I was thinking about that last night.
Sculpts are amazing. The minis are amazing. And the game is a lot of fun. I can tell you that for sure. Frosthaven, I have not even broke that open. We've had that for a while now.
No, we've opened it. We've looked in it.
Yeah.
That's as far as
I mean,
we've
I played
gotten.
Gloomhaven.
Yeah.
I played on my Steam Deck. But we should play. Those are one of the things we really need to focus on as a game night. You know, where we actually play some of these games, and people can join us for comments and just have a good time. Dennis says, how many people have bought? Yeah, we talked about that. Russell Beetle says, Printed Scenery's last Kickstarter project was done on their site. They're not even used 30 part. Well, yeah, because Kickstarter gets a cut.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then even CMON has left Kickstarter for GameFound. I'm assuming they get a sweeter deal on GameFound.
Yeah, they have an exclusive partnership with GameFound now.
Is GameFound owned by Asmodee?
I don't know.
Let's
Inquiring
look.
minds want to know, but I know they had a specific
Ravage Star still on there for
press
Mini
release.
Wargaming.
How are they doing?
They're at 1.1 million. I will back this at some point. The minis look good. I know it's not really Dawn's thing, but I tried at Adepticon to get some idea of how it played, and we just couldn't get to the table. But I'm assuming it plays similar to 40K. Let's be honest. Let's see about us. No, it's Mini Wargaming. I want to see Game Found. But yeah, there's a lot of games on here now. If you look at what there is, so
It just occurred to me that for whatever reason, I wonder, does GameFound have an app? Because I don't have this on my phone, which is probably a good thing, and it's why I don't think of it. But I've gotten so much better. I don't troll Kickstarter like I used to either.
Yeah, it seems to be independent.
The last thing I got on Kickstarter was the Game of Thrones
Yeah.
one that I just did.
You back Game of Thrones?
Yeah, the one with the big dragon tower piece.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Let's see. Russ Beal says major shareholders. Yep, I just found that. And then GameFound's website. Yep. So, yeah, GameFound is kind of taking place at Kickstarter. They're just so the other problem is the curse of Kickstarter or even crowdfunding platforms is it just floods the
It
market
does. It
with
really
stuff.
does.
I mean, if you look at Kickstarter, GameFound, whatever, there are so many games out, and it's great that there's competition and there's variations and variety and whatnots. But to the average gamer, there's no way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like buy, and then stuff sits there and you never get to play it, or very rare. So, but yeah, you know what? Warlord needs to do with their epic battles. They need to do World War II in epic battles.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you could do that.
Me neither.
It'd be cool, but I don't know. That would be an interesting because World War II wasn't. Well, you had a lot of dudes in battles. It wasn't like you lined up and you did the whole like the American Revolution.
I was going to
Civil
say, yeah,
War, where guys lined up and faced each other and
yeah,
go from there. But it would be interesting. See where they go. I mean, they've already done. They started out with the American Civil War, then they went to Waterloo, and then they went to the English Civil War, I believe, and now they're on the Punic Wars. So they're doing all the rank and file stuff with epic battles. I'd like to see them do something else. Well, you already have World War II epic with micro armor. Really? Okay. That's true. There are other options out there like Pico armor, which uses 3 millimeter. I still have a lot of those tanks I've got to do. I must have ADD or something. I just cannot focus on things. I'm like, I'm gonna start this and then boom. And yes, we have Flames of War. That's 15 mil. That's true. That's actually a good point. I have not played Flames of War in a very long time. You know what? We should look at Battlefront. We used to know. Well, Dawn knows everybody. I'm just the camera person, So, I'm just seeing what's. Oh, no, that's Battlefoam. Battlefoam, we know them too. Flames of War. I'm just seeing what's new in there. They have a new D-Day supplement coming out. Clash of Steel. I still got a Clash of Steel stuff. So let's talk about that. So I sent out another option, and the other person never got back to me. Yes, Rusty Beat, I'll still have Clash of Steel play. You know what? Where is that damn bomb? All right, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I have the, what's it called? The U.S. versus Soviets or the Germans versus British. I did send out to another person. They did not respond to me. So at this point in time, I need you guys to tell me which set to build. And that's what I'm going to do next. I am just doing that next. I'm doing it. So we can get that off the list. It's almost, this Clash of Steel is becoming my AK-50 version. If you don't understand what that means, there's a YouTuber by the name of Brandon Herrera for years has been trying to build an AK-50 caliber, and people bust his chops all the time. He finally built it. So, which version do I build? The Americans versus Soviet or the British versus Germans? The first one to mention it in this is it, and we'll go from there. So you tell me in the comments which one do you want me to see. We're going to build it and play it and see how this game plays.
Okay, there you go.
All right. Russ Beetle says, build the US set because I want to win the British set.
It's a good angle.
Russ Beetle, reach out to me in the comments and I will send you the British set. Well, if you're overseas, we'll probably send you a gift card so you can purchase it locally, just because the shipping is stupid expensive these days.
And
But
the
we,
VAT probably costs what the game costs.
yeah, so we will, if you're overseas, we will send you a gift card for it. So we will get you the equivalent so you can purchase your own set. But yes, so since Russ Beetle hit first, we're building the U.S. versus Soviets. Oh no! Oh, he's in Louisville. What? All right. Reach out to us in Messenger, and just message the Sit Rep Podcast and with your mailing information, and we will get it to you. We're in Clarksville, Tennessee.
We might be able to hand deliver that one. My best friend's moving to Louisville.
Right? So there you go. What's Messenger? Facebook Messenger. You click on. Oh, you might not have Facebook Messenger. All right. I'll tell you what. You can. No, because then. Hold on a minute, my friend.
Yeah, it's like, don't put your phone
Hold
number
on
out on YouTube.
I'm like, how am I going to do
Nothing
this?
bad would come of that.
How am I going to do this? Stand by.
Too funny.
Stand by. I don't know. Tell you what, if you go, are you on the Discord? Are you part of the Discord, Rusted Beetle? Because it won't let me send you a private message in this platform. If you're in Discord, just message us in Discord.
Can you post a comment to the chat? Put your email in the chat.
Into the chat?
The business email. Yeah.
Yeah, but then anybody could say it's
yeah.
Discord private message. Thank you, Dennis. Dennis, that sounds like you've been so helpful that I should send you a mug. Should we send Dennis a mug?
Sure.
Dennis is getting a mug. Dennis in Discord private message your address so we can send you a mug. We'll send you, well, something
Beetle
like this.
is not on Discord, but he can join.
Oh, well, hell's bells. Tell you what. Yeah. If you're able to join the Discord, Dennis, do you have the link to the Discord channel? I have wiped this computer because it was getting really bogged down. So the only thing we have on it now is just the software. Would you mind posting the Discord link for Rusted Beetle so he can get in there? And we'll get that sent to him. Please and thank you. So, and Tuvy Ears, your care package should be coming very soon to you. Oh, because I don't think I. Well, let me look. I can do it on my phone. Discord still remains a mystery to me. It never works right.
Well, hi, Gaz.
Gays. It's the gays.
So what are you guys all up to this weekend? Gaz is coming to see us in November.
Silly man.
There will be gaming.
A ton of gaming. That is not the right one. All right. Fetching now. Thank you.
Sorcery is the best new game I've played in 30 years. Sorcery.
I'm not familiar with that one. Do you have a link for sorcery?
What is sorcery?
Or who
Let's
makes
look it up.
We'll look it up. Gaz is helping a buddy pick up a trailer from an event. Are you at Partisan? I think that's going on this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
starting to play Kill Team for the first time next week. Oh shit!
Oh, don't do it. He's going to the dark side.
Do I have to buy Kill Team now, Gaz?
Oh boy.
Finishing my Stompa. Other than that, you know what a Stompa is, right?
No.
That's the orc stuff in 40K.
Oh, okay. Yes, I guess I did know that.
You know, remember at the Warhammer preview thing, everybody was doing wow.
Yeah.
That's silly orc stuff. Oh, I gotta share this.
Ooh.
Who painted it? Duncan Rhodes. Let me look up Duncan Rhodes. Duncan. Speaking of 40K. Yeah, buddy. All right. So I'm not a big 40K player, obviously, but there's one faction that I really, really like, and it happens to be this one. Ooh, look at that. This is Farsight, I believe, from the Tau Empire. Badass battle suit. And Duncan painted it really nice. That's pretty badass.
I like the floral branches that he's got
wow.
in his
Of
scene
all
there.
the things to look at on the painting, you will go, I like the floral branches.
I do.
Wow. Okay then.
You know me. I'm not into the robot guys.
But that looks bad. So
not my jam.
We have 40K sitting over there in the box.
Show of hands. Who's surprised? Anyone? Nobody? No? Okay.
Stampa are basically orc version of the knights.
Sorcery is kind of like magic and chess. Oh.
Like Magic the card game? Please say no. Because there's somebody over here who's addicted to Magic the Gathering. Let's see. Stinson says, just finished a game of Infinity Code 1 and going to play D&D later today. Very cool. Infinity is a great game. I don't think we've played Code 1, though. That's the quick entry version. We've known Carlos for years. Great game. I am actually, hey, I got it. Rusty Beetle, I got it.
And I know Gaz has been talking to me about Marvel Champions. I'm gonna have to pick that up so we can play. I haven't tried that yet, but it sounds fun.
All right. But speaking of Infinity and Corvus Belli, they have Warcrow coming out. If everybody's not familiar with that, that's their fantasy version of the game. And it's pre-order June, July, I think, and I think they're going to release it at
Gen Con. Yep, drops at Gen Con.
Yep.
You know what I love about that one is that they're not metal. No. I mean, and I know everybody's very there's no middle of the ground with what people think about metal minis. You either love them or you don't want anything to do with them. Yeah. And sadly, I'm in camp. I don't want anything to do with them.
Yes, like Magic the Gathering with more fun, in my opinion.
Interesting. Sorcery, you say? Let's look.
Okay, thanks a lot there, Sam. Thanks, I appreciate it, man.
I don't even want to hear it. How much did your 3D printer cost?
Nothing.
Okay, that's right. That's what
it costs nothing. It'll pay for itself. All right, so Warcrow, it's their fantasy version. They are plastic multi-part minis, and it's a warband type game. So we'll probably buy a set just to see. Sam, thanks. But yeah, it looks good. They're getting into that. So, and the nice thing is it's not a Kickstarter. You can pre-order it and pick it up or get it shipped. We are not probably going to Gen Con this year, I'm assuming.
We hadn't talked about it that far.
So, do they have a release date for that? Pre-order, I believe, is end of June, beginning of July, and it will release in beginning of August. So we can go from there. Rusty Beetle, I got your info. We'll get it out to you, sir. Thank you very much. Did you look at sorcery?
I did, and it does look familiar now that I think about
Okay.
it.
We have this other card game sitting around.
I know we haven't. We picked that
Okay,
up.
you know what we need to do? We need to have a show of what are we going to play today? We've never opened and
Right.
played.
I know.
Actually,
I want to. You know what? Oh, we never bought one for your work, did we?
what's that?
I told Bill I want to buy one of those. Like you can buy the acrylic wheels where you can label the different sections of the wheels.
The wheel of games.
Yes, and
Nice.
we're gonna do that and see. Now it'll have 2
You can do a
uses.
computerized version.
It's not the same.
Okay.
Like I want to spin the wheel and then
because that's one more thing we need to buy that we'll never use but once or twice.
Well, but you'll use it for work because we can take it to events. It'll be fine.
So we can spin and go.
You can use it at the booth.
Oh, okay.
So
fine.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was a great idea. That's all we're going to talk about.
Fine. So yeah, the wheel. All right, let me go on Amazon and look, see if they have a. What would you call that?
It's I already looked it up on Amazon. It's like an acrylic wheel. A prize wheel, I think is maybe what I searched.
Well, while I'm doing this, you talk.
Oh, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
It's tough because you take down the screen where the comments are while you're doing this. So,
Wheel of Fish. I mean, games.
Yeah, Wheel of Fish. Classic. Little UHF. There we go. See?
All right, fine. And you just dry erase on it?
I don't know.
Yep, dry erase. Spin it to win it. Yep, dry erase. You want the color one or the white one? Color's a little more.
Color looks better.
All right, I guess we're getting a Wheel of Games.
Yay, Wheel of Games. Gosh, and with as much crap as we have, like it can be
so that should be the theme of the new show. Game
card
night.
Games. It can be board. It would be. That would be very fun.
For game night, we'll just spin the wheel of games and whatever comes up is what we're gonna play.
We're gonna try this today. Yeah, that I think we've got something on that one.
Okay. Tough Ear says Lazy Susan.
Don't disrespect Susan. I don't know what she ever did to be so lazy.
All right. So a Wheel of Games.
It must have been pretty impressive.
And then Gas says you have a lot of rules to learn. That's why we have you, Gas.
I know, right?
Remember, you're coming over.
By the way, we're playing Wheel of Games every night while you're here, Gas. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of dog barking going on.
Oh my gosh. So also wave 3 of Duncan Rhodes painting. I've got my pledge manager on that. I think I have to fill out my pledge manager for my wet palette. So is amazing Amazon one of the innovations of gaming? Buy it, free shipping, play it too. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
For anything that is, especially for the stuff that's already available, right? Because that's a totally different vein than Kickstarter because you're not buying something in the future.
Yep.
We're in the now. You're looking at now.
Not then.
Not then.
Now.
We're in now.
But what about tomorrow?
We're not there yet. What about yesterday? You missed it.
I did. Okay.
There's our Spaceballs references for today.
Spaceballs. Surrounded by assholes.
Amen to that.
Gaz says, I've been keeping an eye on the Chimera paint release too. You know, it's funny you say that, Gaz. I watched somebody's video. They were testing different paint sets, and the Chimera paints was one of the ones, and they didn't like them at all. They didn't, the coverage was not good. I'm trying to remember whose video that was. Oh my God. I don't remember.
Was it the girl?
Was it the painting witch? Whatever her name was. Was it her?
I don't know.
Or it's the one that did like A, B, C, D in grades.
Oh.
Yeah,
I don't remember who that is.
Yeah,
I do remember what you're talking about though.
But yeah, they've just done a whole new set shown by Sergio Calvo. Yeah, I've seen the. I'll be honest with you. Yes, I can't talk to you about paints.
I know. Seriously, this trip's going to be really expensive.
Last time Gaz came over and we started talking about contrast paints.
It wasn't last time. It was 2 times.
All right,
ago.
2
that
times
wasn't,
ago.
That wasn't COVID Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that wasn't
it
COVID
was the other
Thanksgiving.
trip.
It was the pre-COVID Thanksgiving trip. Ninja John was not happy with them. Yeah. But Gaz convinced me to buy the entire line of contrast paints when they came out. Yeah. We went to a Games Workshop store and we were looking at contrast paints and he said, you should buy them all. I went, okay. So
yeah, let's be honest. There wasn't any twisting of the arm that occurred for that,
That's true. That's true. I'll tell you what, I am very happy with the Pro Acrylic paints. And yep, see?
Yep.
Pro Acrylic, I really like them. I need to get caught up. I think I'm missing a couple of the sets. The Adepticon set we didn't pick up at Adepticon. I never made it over there. The booth was always packed. It was hard to get to. So I have to order and get all the rest of the sets that they've come out with. Because I have the main set and then pretty much all the other sets except for like 3. So I like the Pro Acrylic paints, and I really like, believe it or not, Duncan Rhodes paints, 2 thin coats. They're really nice. Not my fault. I came over for barbecue. Whatever.
Oh, goodness.
The British have yet to let it go. We beat them in the war. We beat them again. And then he brings us COVID for Thanksgiving.
Well, it'd be rude to show up without something, right, Gaz? Like, we get that. Don't feel the need to repeat that.
Yeah, please. But
gosh.
yeah. But I don't know. The Chimera paints are so expensive. You know what? They're on GameFound. They are. I saw it.
It's funny because I know we watched stuff where they talked about them, but I am completely blanking on them.
I thought they were GameFound. Maybe it is Kickstarter. I could be wrong. Oh, it is Kickstarter. My bad.
Oh, those. Okay.
Yeah. Velvet Concentrated Acrylic Inks. Oh, these are inks. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. So we'll see.
I mean, Sergio Calvo is
a
phenomenal painter. So
yeah, it says I was labeled COVID commander for that year.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. So you know what though? I don't know what's the set cost us if we were backing it. All the new paints, 134 euros. That's not bad. All the new miniatures. I don't care about the miniatures really.
How many paints is that?
Full color collection. If you wanted all the Chimera paints, it only cost you 479 euros. If you want all the new paints, it's 134 euros, but it doesn't really say how many are in there. So the Kickstarter is a little weird. I'm looking, enhance. Well, there's 6, 12, 18, 24.
I think you're good on paints for now.
Yeah. So interesting. All right. Cool.
I like the Wheel of Games idea.
Wheel of Games. All right. We got a new show, the Wheel of Games. So then the question is, when do we play the Wheel of Games?
Right.
Because do we want audience participation in the Wheel of Games? Wheel of Games. Look, we're going to create our own mats. Those are sublimation mats.
I see that.
Anyway. All right, guys. Well, we're coming up to the hour mark. Let's see. I'm waiting to see how the Siocast gets adopted by manufacturer.
Siocast.
Siocast. I do that. Look, I just pronounce it differently than you, all right?
Okay, Adelaide.
Are you going to really go there?
I am.
Are you really going there?
You know, you know what? I think I like the chaos wheel thing because that can have multiple applications because we could also have that approach just for what we should be working on,
Right?
you know? Eliminate the decision paralysis.
Can't believe I am buying
Acrylic
prize
game
wheel.
wheel. Let's be honest, it's not the dumbest thing we've ever bought. So
This is true. All right, game wheel has been ordered.
Yay! That'll be fun.
Yeah.
That will be fun.
Okay. Well, guys, I think we're going to wrap up the show. Make sure you check out Jim's video on the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Anzio. He's got coming out late tonight, early in the morning for those over yonder. May not be good to use the wheel to choose colors to paint minis. That could be bad.
Yes. Yeah. That might be an application that needs to go on. Then we're not going to do that list.
Yep. Spin the wheel. You could mix in review and hobby if you need to. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Dennis says, could use the wheel just to decide what's for supper.
Also true.
But then we have to go, well, what should we put on the wheel? I don't know. What do you want?
I
don't know. What do you want? I don't care. Put something on the wheel. Doesn't solve the problem, Dennis. Doesn't solve the problem. Just creates more.
Well, no, or it could be, we'll put like steak and lobster and like that, and you spin it, and you're like, well, we don't have any of those things,
right?
So
need the shrink wrap challenge to pick up
the fast food wheel. Gas is it? See, another application.
What is the shrink wrap challenge?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either. Need the shrink wrap challenge to pick unplayed games to try. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I don't either.
Enlighten us there, Rusted Beetle.
Oh, is that where you're gonna like write down different things or whatever, and you just continually wrap it in the shrink wrap, and you have to fight with it? Like I've seen it.
Oh, hell no. I'd be getting out my knife and be slicing.
No, you would cheat. You would totally take the fun right out of that. Like it's a fun thing to do.
Games you still have in shrink wrap.
Oh, there you go. We don't have any like that.
Well, to be honest with you, we don't have any in shrink wrap because we open them, they look at them, go, oh, that looks cool, and then put it away.
That is also accurate.
So as of right now, I don't
see anything in shrink wrap. Nope, that's not true.
What's that?
What's in this bag here? That's in
The Witcher. Or Witchborn.
Oh yeah.
Which we have to do.
Yes, we do.
We have to. We've promised him to do that, and we've got. What are you doing tonight? We might have to have a game night tonight.
Yeah.
We've promised him for a long time
to
do stuff. We might have to pull that out and set it up. So what am I painting first when I visit? Well, Gaz, you have your choice of Warhammer, Old World. You have Star Wars Shatterpoint, 40K Leviathan, Lord of the Rings, Blood and Plunder, Legion Imperialis. Okay, a little bit of everything.
See, that's why I like my card games, right? No fuss. You open the box, they look great. You're good to go.
Have to rebrand as the new box smell challenge. I am faster now. I use the Griselle system. What's that? He's using these fancy words.
I know.
What's with these fancy words? Yes.
Explain, Gaz. What is that?
Yes. Yeah, Blackout is. I can get Blackout put together pretty quick. The paint schemes on Blackout is easy, and it's just a matter of, paint it in grays first, doing the highlighting. Interesting. I don't know. He says he's faster, but have you ever seen him clean a mini? It takes him all day.
That probably takes him longer than the painting.
Mm-hmm. and then just use contrast over them. Interesting. You'll have to
Okay.
show that off. All right, guys. Well, it's been a morning.
Yeah.
We appreciate you following up. Hopefully, we'll get the guys back. You know what? If not, we kick them out, and we
The great we.
become the show. You guys are participating. It's great. We love the feedback. We love the stuff. I need some help. I need some ideas for future podcast themes. If you could, I would really appreciate it. And so
Or
we can
themes.
themes.
Yeah.
Are you hungry?
I am hungry. Yes.
The monster in your belly. Wait, you're wearing a blue coat. Oh, you finally noticed. What is slap chop? I still don't understand what slap chop. Can anybody explain to me what slap chop is? To me, slap chop is if you take a brush and you take a mini, that's slap chop. And obviously, that's not what people are doing.
No idea.
So, can somebody explain to me what the hell slap chop is? I would really like to know.
Mhm.
I mean, I see Ninja John using it. I watch Ninja John. I really find him not only funny, but
Dry brush, white and gray, and then put colors on.
that's slap chopping. That's what they call slap chopping. Dry brush, white, gray, then put colors on, and that's called slap chopping. How is that called? What?
We don't make the rules.
Obviously, some dude was sitting in his mama's basement, drinking Dr. Peppers or Mountain Dews, smoking on his vape pen, and decided, I'm going to create slap chop. I don't get it. It's called painting. Slap chop. You underpaint the mini in gray tones and add a tint of color with speed paints contrast over. Okay. And then Grozelle, I don't know how you even pronounce it, is fully paint in black and then white, then use colors. Interesting.
Okay.
So you do your shadows, your highlights, and then you add the color to bring up the tones.
Gotcha.
Truth. All right, slapping away.
That is
I just slap chopped
slap chop. Lord have mercy. Now look what we've created.
That's the new paint. This is the new painter's secret code. So when you go to a con, thank you, Dennis. I did get it.
Instead of a high five or a fist bump, that's
go ahead.
Be how
do the slap chop.
How we greet each other.
Do the slap chop.
Good
Come
God.
on, do it. Do it. Slap and a chop.
And that's how we ended up in jail.
Can you imagine walking down?
Officer, I was just doing the official gamer greeting.
Can you imagine going to a convention and say your buddy Duncan Rhodes, and you go up to him and
yeah,
and he's like, "What the hell?"
Here's a restraining order. I can add it to my cease and desist file.
Oh my Lord.
So dumb. Jeez Louise. Oh gosh.
All right, so that's our new secret handshake, guys. We'll do that at the airport. Okay, slap chop.
Maybe the airport's not the right place to do that either. Oh my goodness.
Anywho.
All right.
We might or might not see
Do not slap chop the officer. Yes. Words to live by.
We might or might not see you tonight for game night. I don't think we really have anything going on.
We shall see.
We might have to throw out some adult beverages and throw a game up there and play it and go from there. So you might see us tonight. You might not see us tonight.
Right.
But otherwise, Jim's got his video rolling tonight for Anzio.
Yep.
Make sure you check it out. And then we will see you in the next one. So you're going to hit the orange button. Okay.
To the right or down?
See the orange button?
This is the same color
no,
as
there.
this one.
Look at the color pad there. See the color pad?
Oh, that's
Oh!
okay. Smart ass. Thank you for that.
Well, better than being a dumbass. And
Bye,
with those words,
everybody.
peace.